You might have seen a lot of videos on ACCA papers, ACCA exemptions for different category of students, total cost, discounts. However, this is going to be the only video where we are going to discuss everything about ACCA regarding the papers, the exemptions, the detailed cost along with the discounts that you can get with us in a single video. So my dear friends, this is going to be the first time when I am not going to commit the duration of this video, but I assure you that after you complete this video, you will have a detailed understanding about everything related to ACCA. So in this video, what we are going to cover is what are the papers that are there in ACCA, then exemptions that you can get if you are a BCom student, a CA Inter student, a CA Inter plus BCom student, a CA qualified or a CMA qualified. Plus, we are going to discuss about the total cost that you have to incur to complete the ACCA qualification. It includes everything, and then the discounts that you can get if you register with us, that is BB Virtuals Global. Now, my dear friends, after all of this, we are also going to answer certain FAQs. So let me show you how we are going to follow it. So my dear friends, I have created this kind of a summary where we are going to cover everything in detail, word by word, and I'm going to explain each one of the pointers that are written over here in detail in this video. So be with me till the end of the video. Now my dear friends, before we move further, let's have a quick discussion about what are the ACCA papers, what are the papers in ACCA. Let's have a quick understanding about it. However, my dear friends, I would request you that if you want a detailed video about everything related to ACCA, then I've also created one more video where I have just explained the papers only. Okay, so in this video, I'm just going to explain the papers in a little brief. So my dear friends, the papers are divided into three parts, and just to be clear, I'm explaining this paper, the syllabus, which is not effective from 2027. This is the old syllabus that I am explaining you, which is effective only till September 2027 exams, right, or June 2027 exams. Now my dear friends, when we talk about the papers, so there are three levels. One is the knowledge level, another one is the skills level, and third one is the professional level. Okay, I am explaining you in a little brief here, my dear friends, so that you have a brief understanding before we move further for the exemptions. Now in knowledge level, there are three papers. One is FA, another one is MA, and third one is BT, correct? Now in the second level, which is the skills level, there are six papers like FR, AA, FM, PM, law, and taxation, correct? Now when I talk about the professional level, so there are two compulsory papers which are SBR and SBL. And when I talk about the optional papers, so you have to choose any two papers out of the four options that are available. Anybody knows what are these four options? These are AAA, APM, AFM, and ATX, correct? So this is how in brief the ACCA papers looks like. There are total 13 papers, right? Then plus there is PER requirement of 36 months, and then there is ethics module. Okay, once you complete all of this, then you get the title of ACCA, correct? Now my dear friends, let's have a quick discussion about the exemptions. But before we move further for the exemptions, I have divided this discussion into multiple categories. So make sure that you watch exactly for your own category. So the first category that we are going to discuss about is the graduation. If you have completed the graduation, MCom or Bachelor's of Accounting in Finance, that is completed. Okay, so you get the 5 exemptions. However, we will have a little detailed discussions about how these 5 exemptions works, and then we are going to discuss about the discounts. Number one, the total fees without BB virtuals, and second, the total fees with BB virtuals. That is something that we are going to discuss about in detail. Second category of students is going to be the CA Inter students, but with graduation before Jan 2024. Okay, so that is 6 exemptions, and we will explain you everything paper by paper that what exemptions you are going to get. Okay, then the third category is CA Inter with graduation after Jan 2024. So the total exemptions are 7 exemptions. Again, we are going to explain everything to you in detail paper by paper along with the detailed cost as well. My dear friends, you can see here that the discounts that you can get is here 67,000, but if you go here, it's up to 1 lakh also, and more than 1 lakh also. So that's huge, right? So stick with me till the end of the video. Now CA Inter after plus BCom plus CA final after Jan 2024. Okay, including that you have scored FR and AFM, that is scored equal to or more than 40 marks in FR and AFM. So the total exemptions that you get is 9 exemptions. Mind it here, this is before even you qualify CA, right? And then after that, CMA qualified, okay, generally 9 exemptions, but if you have less than 5 years of experience, then 7 exemptions are there. Okay, now then we go for the CA qualified, which is again 9 exemptions. My dear friends, here we are going to discuss everything in detail, category by category. So let's go to a first category. Okay, let's go to a first category. Now when we discuss about the graduation, MCom or BF completed students, they get the 5 exemptions. Now what are these exempted papers? So knowledge level, that is FA, MA and BT, these 3 are fully exempted. These 3 are fully exempted. Okay, so you don't need to appear for it. Then out of 5, 3 are these. Then what are the other 2? Law and taxation. These 2 are also exempted for you. These 2 are also exempted for you. Okay, now when I talk about the skill level, so there are 4 papers that needs to be appeared. That is why we have changed the color tone. So PM, FR, AA and FM, these are the 4 papers that you need to appear for. And then 4 papers of professional level, again the similar category, SBR plus SBL and 2 out of what? AAA, APM, AFM and ATX, right? So this is very important for you to understand. Now if you need help in selecting which optional paper you should appear for, or how you should plan your ACCA examinations and how you should pursue the preparation, you can let us know either on the chat box, either on the description, either on the comment box as well, or you can let us know on the WhatsApp as well. So here I will be sharing you one WhatsApp number that you can see right over here. This is the WhatsApp number. Okay, you can call on this number or you can send a WhatsApp on this number as well. Plus I'll also let you know my number, where you can discuss all of your doubts regarding the audit and law subject. Okay, so you can also let me know for audit and law subjects if you face any queries, my dear friends. Okay, so this is going to be amazing for you. Now let's discuss about the overall fees and the exemptions. Okay, overall fees and the exemptions that we have already discussed about. Now when I talk about the overall fees, so as you must be aware that there are multiple categories of fees that you need to incur here. Number 1 is the initial registration fees. This is the registration fees and this is the one-time fees. Correct? Then there's one annual subscription fees. As the name suggests, it is going to be paid annually to the ACCA body. Okay, now this is again annual, right? When I talk about the exemption fees, this is again one time. Now when I talk about exemption fees, what do we mean by it? Exemption fees in essence is paid for the examinations for which you are claiming the exemption. So here you are claiming the exemptions of 5 papers, so you will have to pay it for 5 papers. Okay, however, please try to understand this one thing, that if you go without BB virtuals, okay, then the fees that you might have to pay for knowledge level is 252. This includes all 3 papers, 252. However, when you go with BB virtuals, so it is going to be only 45 pounds. So this is in pounds. Okay, when we are talking about the amount, this is in pounds. Okay, now 252 and 45, what is the difference? 252 minus 45, you get a direct discount of 207 pounds, assuming a exchange rate of say 100 only for now. That's more than 20,000 rupees. So that's huge, right? Now when I go for the skill level paper, so generally for 2 skill level papers you will have to pay 222 pounds, but if you go with us, that is BB Virtuals Global, you will have to incur only 30 pounds. That is going to be very important for you. So the total cost in pounds is 644. However, if you go with BB Virtuals Global, it's going to be only 175 pounds, right? This is going to be very important for all of you to understand that you get huge discounts. Okay, now total cost in pounds is 644 minus 175. Let's do a quick math. 644 minus 175, that's 469 into say 100 rupees for now. So that is more than 45,000 rupees in Indian currency, my dear friends, and that's a huge discount that you get, right? Now when I talk about total cost in INR, considering 122 the highest rate that has gone so far, right? 122. So that is a direct discount of 57,218 rupees. My dear friends, I have assumed 122 because that is the highest that we can assume as of now, right? So this is going to be very, very important. 57,218 rupees of discount. Now there are certain notes that are made. So let's read it. At the time of registration, a candidate needs to pay initial registration fees. So I'm being very, very clear what you'll have to pay when you start your ACCA qualification. Okay. So initial registration fees, annual subscription fees, okay, for the 1 year, and exemption fees also, which totals to 175 GBP. Okay, so this is going to be very, very important. 175 as in, if you go with us, you will have to incur 175 GBP at the time of your registration. Now, further to ACCA registration, a candidate is required to pay what? See, once your registration is done, then that is not the only cost. You will still have to incur certain cost that could be related to your exams, right? So for example, for AA paper, you will have to incur certain fees. When you decide to go for FR paper, you will have to incur certain exam fees. Okay, so for each skill level papers, it is 151 per paper, but for certain papers it could be a little here and there as well, okay, based on what ACCA let us know from time to time. Then for each professional level examination except for SBL, it is 191 paper, 191 pounds per paper, and for SBL it is 268 per paper. So that is going to be little higher for SBR. Now, if I have the total of it, assuming that you clear in one attempt, then 151 into 4 papers of skill level, then 191 into 3 papers of professional level plus 268 for SBL. So that gives us 1445. Okay, 1445. Okay, assuming 122. So that comes as 1.76. That is 1,76,290 rupees in INR currency. And this is somewhere that there are no discounts because this is the exam fees which is directly paid to the ACCA body only. Okay, now there could be an extra charges of 500 to 1000 rupees for the conversion part from pounds from rupees to pounds that could be incurred, which is directly levied by your bank. So that is the overall summary for somebody who has completed their graduation or MCom or bachelor's in accounting and finance, and it has been completed in full. Okay, so this is for them. Now, if say you are about to complete, okay, if you are say in the final year or you have any doubts, what you can do is you can let us know on our WhatsApp numbers. Okay, so for all general queries related to ACCA, you can call on the first number, you can WhatsApp on the first number. But if you have any queries regarding law and audit subjects, you can always reach out to me directly on the second number as well. Okay, so this was for the first category. Okay, now let's go for the second category, which is CA Inter with graduation before Jan 2024. Okay, so here there are 6 exemptions that are granted. How many exemptions? 6 exemptions that are granted over here. Okay, now when I talk about the knowledge level, so all 3 papers, FA, MA and BT, all 3 are exempted, fully exempted. Okay, when I go for the skill level, so it is also law, taxation and AA. These 3 papers are fully exempted. Okay, now when I go for the skill level, what papers you will have to appear for? So you will have to appear for FR, FM and PM. These 3 papers are there which you will have to appear for: FR, FM and PM. These needs to be appeared for. And for professional level, again the similar 4 papers that you will have to appear for. What are these 4 papers? SBR plus SBL, 2 out of AAA, AFM, APM, ATX. Okay, so this is how the papers would look for, or exemptions would look for you specifically. Okay, now let's talk about the fees. Now, my dear friends, when we talk about the fees, there are huge discounts that are offered if you go with us, that is BB Virtuous Global. Now, when I talk about the overall fees, the first fees that you will have to incur is the ACCA initial registration fees. This is a one-time fees. Okay, if you go with us or if you don't go with us, the fees is somewhat similar. But when I talk about the exemption, the annual subscription fees, then it is 140, and with BB Virtual Global it is 70 only. When I go for the exemption fees, which is again one time, see this one is annual, right? You get the discount for the first time. Then exemption fees again one time. So for knowledge level, each knowledge level paper, you will have to incur certain fees. For all three papers combined, the total fees is going to be 252 pounds if you don't go with us. But if you go with us, you get huge discounts, and it's only 45, only 45 pounds, only 45 pounds for all three papers combined. That is 45 pounds. Okay. Now, my dear friends, when I go for the skill level, that is 111 pounds per paper. But when you go with us, it's only what the 30 pounds. But my dear friends, there is one catch here. See, the exemptions that you are getting is 6. What I have told you about up to now is only 5 exemptions, right? Where is the exemption fees for the 6th paper? So that is for AAA paper. For AAA paper, the exemption fees is levied in full. That is, no discounts are there. 111. Okay, that is the catch over here that you need to understand. For AA as a paper, you will have to incur the fees equivalent to the total exam fees only. You don't get any discounts here. So the total cost in pounds is 755 without BB virtuals and only 286 with BB virtuals. So assuming a exchange rate of 100 rupees only, 755 minus 286, 755 minus 286, that gives us direct discount of 46,900 rupees, and we all know that the exchange rate is not 100 anymore, right? So assuming an exchange rate of 122, conversion rate of 122, the total cost is 92,000 approximately, but with BB vouchers it's only 34,000. So the discount that you get is 57,218 rupees, my dear friends, and that's huge, right? Now when I talk about certain notes, you need to carefully read these notes so that you are able to grasp the situation in a little better manner and you are able to understand everything. My dear friends, if you face any trouble after that, I will just give you a WhatsApp number as well where you can call. You can let us know on WhatsApp as well whatever your queries are. Okay. Also, if you have any queries, you can also let us know on the comment box and I will be happy to answer you. Now at the time of registration, what you will have to pay? You will have to pay the initial registration fees, annual subscription fees and exemption fees, which totals to 286. This is taken from here, 286 pounds. Okay. Now further to ACCA registration, and I am sure that you are going to register with us because this is something that makes complete sense for you, right? Now further to ACCA registration, a candidate is required to pay exam fees. Now this exam fees is something that you need to directly pay to the ACCA body, and my dear friends, here there are no discounts even if you go with ALP, right? So for 3 papers of skill level, 151 per paper. Okay, so 151 into 3, this is what you need to pay. And for each professional level exams except for SBL, it is going to be 191 per paper. So 191 into 3, and then for SBL professional exam, that is 268. So approximately 1294. Assuming an exchange rate of 122, that's approximately 1,57,868. So the total cost after the one-time fees that you will have to incur is 1,57,000. In less than 2 lakh rupees, you will be able to complete your ACCA qualification. So that's amazing, right? Now there are there are conversion charges of 500 to 1,000 rupees that are levied a lot of times. Okay, when you try to convert from INR to GBP. Okay, hope this is clear. Hope this is clear, right? Now let's go to a third category. Okay, the third category is CA Inter with graduation after Jan 2024. Okay, so these rules are applicable on after the period of Jan 2024, which is 7 exemptions. 7 exemptions. What is the difference, sir? Here there were 6 exemptions, now 7 exemptions. Wow. Now let's try to understand how these exemptions are actually working. Okay, so again, exemption for all 3 papers, exemption for all 3 papers of knowledge level. For skill level, there are 4 papers: law, tax, AA and PM. My dear friends, what is the difference? See here, law, tax, AA, but here you get the exemption of PM as well. Okay, you get the exemption of PM as well. Now these are fully exempted, and when I talk about which papers you have to appear for, so that is FR and FM, that needs to be appeared for. And professional level, for professional level there are 4 papers: 2 compulsory paper, SBR and SBL, and 2 optional out of what? Out of AAA, AFM, APM and ATX, right? Now let's come to the fees and the discount that you will have to incur. And my dear friends, there is a total discount of 68,930 rupees. So you need to listen to me very carefully because we are going to unlock it, right? Now when I talk about the initial registration fees, that is going to be 30 pounds. When I talk about the annual subscription fees, see, registration fees was one time. The annual subscription fees is annually that is 140, but if you go with us, that's 70 pounds for the first year. Then exemption fees, again one time. For knowledge level, it is 252 for all three papers combined, but with us it's only 45 pounds. When I go for the skill level paper, so that's generally 111 per paper, but it comes to 45 pounds with us. Then for skill level PM subject, it is full 111. Okay, here we might have to check for audit as well. Okay, on a case to case basis, there might be difference in audit fees also. For audit also, like the earlier case, there could be 111 that could be incurred. Now total cost in pound approximately is 866, assuming there is 111 only for PM. Then 301 with BB Vouchers Global. See, direct discount of 866 minus 301, 565 pounds. Assuming 100 rupees as the exchange rate, that is 56,500 rupees, more than 50,000 rupees, my dear friends. That's huge, right? But if we convert using the exchange rate of 122, that comes as 68,930 rupees. That is approximately 69,000 rupees, my dear friends. That's huge amount, right? Now when I talk about certain other details, the notes that you should be aware about when you register with us, because that is something that is very, very important as per the transparency, right? So that is, at the time of registration, a candidate needs to pay what? Initial registration fees, annual subscription fees, and exemption fees, which totals to GBP 301. This is taken from here, 301, right? Now further to ACCA registration, a candidate is required to pay the exam fees, which is directly paid to the ACCA body. And here we need to understand one thing, that there are no discounts that are provided for the exam fees, right? Now for two papers, 151 151 into 2. Okay, then for each professional level exams except SBL, that's 191 into 3 paper. Okay, and then for professional level exams 268. Okay, so that comes as 1143, assuming an exchange rate of say 122 rupees. That's 1,40,000 approximately. That is in less than 1 lakh some 80,000 rupees, you will be able to qualify your entire ACC qualification, my dear friends, provided your existing qualification is CA inter completed with graduation after Jan 2024. You get 7 exemptions. Now my dear friends, if you have any more questions about it, please feel free to reach out to us on this number. The first number is for the general ACCA queries. You can also let me know in the comment box as well. And if you have any specific queries regarding law or audit, you can let me know on the number that is mentioned below, that is 9713951099. Okay, now let's come to this one. Now this is something that we get a lot. Okay, because what happens is, a lot of students are there who wants to pursue ACCA. They have completed C Inter, they have completed BCom, even they have appeared for CA finals. Okay, and they have scored say 40 or 40 more than 40 marks in FR and AFM as well. Okay, this is after Jan 2024, of course. So they also get the 9 exemptions. Then here comes a little bit of query in the mind of students, that 9 exemptions is for CA qualified, right? CA qualified, CMA qualified with more than 5 years of experience. How somebody who has not cleared CA are getting it? So that is totally dependent on you getting 40 or more than 40 marks in FM and AFM both papers. Okay, can it be in different attempts also? Yes, that it could be in different attempts also. Just in case, if you have any queries regarding it, please feel free to connect with me or my team for that. Now FA, MA, BT, these 3 are the exempted paper in the knowledge level. Then skill level, all 6 paper, law, TX, FR, AA, FM and PM, all 6 are fully exempted. Then what you will have to appear for? You will have to appear for 4 papers of the professional level, which is SBR plus SBL, 2 out of AAA, AFM, APM or ATX. Okay, now when we talk about the fees, that is very big part of this discussion, because here also you get huge discounts, approximately 67,235 rupees of discount. Okay, so now initial registration fees, this is again a one-time fee that you have to incur. Okay, one-time fee, 30 pounds. Annual subscription fees that you have to incur annually, that is 140 pounds, but if you go with us for the first year, it is going to be 70 pounds. Then the exemption fees, this is again one time, and please try to understand it very, very well here. See, when we talk about the skill level, okay, the three papers are going to be at 333 pounds. However, with us, you are going to get a huge discount and it's going to cost you only 45 pounds. But for the other three papers, that is FR, FM and PM, then what happens is you have to incur 111 per paper, that is 333. Along with that, you get no discount on these three papers. So total cost in pounds comes 1088, but if you go with us, it comes to 523 only. Let's have a quick discussion. 1088 minus 523, so 565 into assuming 100 rupees. So again, more than 55,000 rupees of direct discount. Okay, and if you assume an exchange rate, see, conversion rate we have changed somewhere because some calculations have been done using 122, some calculation have been doing using 119. That totally depends on the actual rate on that day when you register, but it is going to be somewhere in this range, 119, 122, right? So the total discount is going to be 67,235. Now, certain notes for you, my dear friends. This note is going to be very, very important for you to, so let's try to understand. At the time of registration, a candidate needs to pay what? Initial registration fees, annual subscription fees and exemption fees. Okay, these three are very, very important, which totals to 523 GBP, that is the pounds that we have taken from here. Now, further to ACCA registration, you will have to incur the exam fees. So for each professional level paper, because you are getting 9 exemptions, so for each professional level paper other than SBL, it's 191, so 191 into 3, and for SBL paper, it is going to be 268. So the total comes as 841, assuming 119 rupees of exchange rate, that's only 1 lakh. So 523 plus 1 lakh, roughly in 1.5 lakhs, you will be able to complete your ACCA qualification, my dear friends. That's a huge discount, huge benefits, huge understanding that you should have. Now, let's move to a next category and one of the most frequently asked categories. My dear friends, this is very special because I've created one video regarding ACCA for CMA students as well as CMA qualified. Few weeks back, I got good response on that, and a lot of CMA students wanted to understand, a lot of CMA qualifieds for that matter also wanted to understand how they can pursue the ACCA qualification. In fact, there's a bilateral agreement between ICMAI, which is the Indian CMA Institute, and ACCA. So ACCS can also pursue Indian CMA and Indian CMS can also pursue ACCA. But here we are going to talk about how Indian CMS can pursue ACCA qualification. Okay, so they get 9 exemptions provided they have more than 5 years of work experience. If they have less than 5 years of work experience, that then they get 7 exemptions. But here, let's assume that you have got more than 5 years of work experience. Okay, because that is the major category that were reaching out to us for pursuing ACCA. Now, my dear friends, just in case if you have not completed 5 years of work experience, please feel free to reach out to us on the given WhatsApp number. The top level, the WhatsApp number that is mentioned on top, you can use that particular number to reach out to my team for detailed discussion on the ACCA qualification, exemptions, discounts, procedures, everything. But if you have any specific query regarding the audit or law subjects, then you can reach out to me as well, which is the number that is mentioned below, right? Okay, now let's move forward. So here the exemptions that are given is for 9 FA, MA, BT, Law, PM, TX, FR, AA, FM, like we have discussed earlier as well in this particular video. For professional papers, you have to appear for 4 papers. So SBR and SBL plus 2 out of AAA, AFM, APM and ATX, right? This is going to be very, very important for all of us. Now, ACCA registration, initial registration fees, which is going to be a one-time fees, So that is 30 pounds. Annual subscription fees is going to be the annual fees. But if you go with us, you get a 50% discount on the first year fees. Then exemption fees for knowledge level, for skill level. For knowledge level, it is 252 combined for all 3 papers. With us, it's only 45 pounds. That's huge discount, right? In pounds, 252 minus 45, 252 minus 45, so 207 pounds of discount, assuming exchange rate of say 100 rupees only, 20,000, more than 20,000, right? For skill level, it's 666, but with us, it's only 90 pounds. It's only 90 pounds. Okay, sir, how 90 pounds? 15 per paper, right? So there comes a huge discount, my dear friends. See, if you go directly without us, then 1,32,736, is the fees without the exam fees. But if you go with us, that's only 28,670 rupees. So you get a direct discount of 1,04,066 rupees, my dear friends. That's, I would say, huge amount, right? Now, at the time of registration, there are certain notes that you should mention, okay, that you should understand before going for the qualification, before enrolling with us as well. So at the time of registration, a candidate needs to pay initial registration fees, annual subscription fees, and exemption fees, which totals to GBP 235 pounds that I've mentioned over here. Further to ACCA registration, a candidate is required to pay exam fees for all papers of professional level other than SBL, that is 3 papers, 191 pounds. So 191 into 3, that is 573, plus for SBL paper 268. So the total comes as 191 into 3, 268. That comes as 841. Assuming exchange rate of say 100 rupees only, that's only 84,000 plus the 28,000 that you will have to incur with us. So in less than 1,10,000, 1,20,000 rupees, you will be able to complete your ACC qualification if you are an existing CMA with more than 5 years of work experience. Now, if you have any queries regarding it, you can let us know on either of these numbers. Do not worry about it. And now let's come to one of the most frequently inquiries that we get, that is, what is the exemption, what is the total cost, what is the total discount for somebody who has already qualified CA and now wants to pursue ACCA. So let me answer it word by word. Okay, when I say knowledge level, so you get exemption for all 3 papers. When I say skill level, you again get exemption for all papers. Okay, for professional papers, for professional level, you have to appear for 4 papers, SBR and SBL, plus 2 out of AAA, AFM, APM and ATX, right? Okay, now when I talk about the fees, please be very careful here. 30 pounds, the initial registration fee, which is a one-time fee. Now when I talk about the annual subscription fees, which is to be paid annually with us, you get 50% discount on first year's fees, that is only 70. The exemption fees, so for knowledge level, that's only 45 pounds with us. For skill level, that's only 90 pounds with us. Otherwise you would have to pay 252 plus 666. So the total cost in pounds, if you don't go with us, is 1088 pounds, but when you go with us, it's only 235 rupees, 235 pounds. Now 1088 minus 235, that comes as 853. If you just multiply by 100, that is a direct discount of 85,300, but the total discount is 1,04,066 rupees, which is huge, my dear friends, more than 1 lakh rupees, right? Now let's discuss about certain notes that you should know before you register. At the time of registration, a candidate needs to pay initial registration fees, annual subscription fees and exemption fees, which totals to 235 pounds, which comes from here. Further to ACC registration, a candidate is required to pay exam fees for each professional level paper except SBL, that is 191 into 3, and for SBL paper, that's 268, so that comes as 841. Assuming exchange rate of 100 rupees, that's only 84,100 rupees plus 28,000 that you will have to incur with us for the registration. So in approximately 1,20,000 rupees, you will be able to complete your ACC qualification, right? Conversion charges of 500 to 1,000 rupees will also apply based on your banking charges, right? So with this, we have completed the detailed understanding about the exemptions, the total papers in ACCA, the exemptions that is there for graduation, MCom and BF completed, C-Inter with graduation before Jan 24, C-Inter with graduation after Jan 24, then C-Inter after plus BCom plus CA final after Jan 2024, assuming they have scored more than or equal to 40 marks in FR and AFM in CA final, then CMA qualified, then CA qualified. This is something that we have already covered in detail. So now let's go to our checklist. So did we cover about the papers? Yes. Did we cover about the exemptions for different categories? Yes. Did we cover about the total cost for different categories? Yes. Did we cover about the discounts for major categories? Yes. Now FAQs. My dear friends, number one FAQ that we get is, should you pursue the ACCA qualification or not? So my dear friends, that depends on a variety of factors. However, we will be happy to answer you on a case-to-case basis. What you can do is, you can reach out to us on this WhatsApp numbers, or you can feel free to call on the above number, or you can WhatsApp me directly on the below number that is mentioned, And what we will be doing is we will be understanding your case first, and then we will be able to guide you on whether ACCA would be beneficial for you or not, right? That is the first thing. Second thing that is very, very important for all of us is to understand what is the process. My dear friends, you do not need to worry about it. My team is there that is going to help you with the entire registration process, entire understanding about the registration process as well. And if you need their help to register yourself as well, they will be happy to help you here. So you do not need to worry about it. What you should worry about is when to start, and how to pursue, when to pursue, when to appear for which papers, and how to follow the due process. Rest, my team will take care of everything, so you do not need to worry about. Okay. Now, when we talk about the third FAQ, that is regarding the subject matter. So what we will be able to do is, for different subjects, we have different experts, okay, which are subject experts. So we will be happy to connect you with those subject experts as well. If you need any specific guidance for law and audit, you can feel free to connect with me. My name is CS Subrit Agwal, and if you face any queries, please feel free to reach out to me. Now, my dear friends, if you have any further questions after this video, first thing that you should do, if you like the video, please hit the like button. Follow and subscribe to this particular channel. That will help us come with more such videos. And if you have somebody who is either pursuing ACCA or looking to pursue ACCA, what you can do is you can share this video with them. Now, if you still have any queries, please feel free to comment down your queries, or you can let us know on the WhatsApp, or you can even call us as well. My dear friends, this is something that is going to be very, very important for you. Now, I wish you all the very best for your ACCA qualification. If you are looking to pursue ACCA, you have already taken a very good step, and I wish you all the very best. See you in the next video.